Good morning, students. In today's lecture, I'll talk about John Donne's biography and his works. He's regarded as the undisputed leader of Metaphysical school of poetry. Donne was born in London in 1572. His father was a wealthy merchant, but unfortunately, he died when John Donne was only 4. John Donne attended both the prestigious universities, Oxford and Cambridge, but took no degree due to his Roman Catholic religion. Now, Donne was also contemporary of Shakespeare, and his early poems, which were not printed till late 1625, they really enjoyed great popularity. He read law first at Thavies Inn and then at Lincoln's Inn. In 1597, he became secretary to Sir Thomas Egerton, who esteemed Donne's company and treated him more like a friend. Now, this account has been recorded in his biography by Sir Isaac Walton. While working at Egerton's service, he fell in love with Anne More, who was niece of Egerton's second wife. Afterwards, he eloped with her and they both were married in 1601. They both eloped because Anne was conscious of this denial. She knew that her father won't recommend Donne. So because of this reason they both eloped and got married in 1601. For this reason, for this offense, Donne was also imprisoned and he was dismissed from Egerton's service. But afterwards, he was released from prison. For some years, they both lived in poverty. They both had 12 children, but only 7 of them survived. In 1611 to 1612, John Donne traveled to France with his newfound patron, Sir Robert Drury, and he settled at their house in Drury Lane. In 1614, James I persuaded him to be ordained, and James refused to allow him a post at court. In 1617, Anne Donne died after giving birth to a stillborn child. Now, grief stricken Donne, he pledged never to marry again and he engaged himself in extensive work. He became the foremost preacher in England and also favorite of both King James I and Charles I. In 1624, Donne fell ill and he died on 31st of March 1631. Now he documented his illness in one of his works, Devotions upon Emergent Occasions. Now, if we talk about metaphysical school of poetry, Donne is regarded as the leading poet of this school. Now, this term was first used by John Dryden, and he also wrote that Donne affects the metaphysics. And later on, this term was confirmed by 18th century critic Samuel Johnson. Now, although Samuel Johnson he attacked poets' lack of feeling, his learning, the absurd comparisons, and the wide range of images that he has used, but now the metaphysical poets have come to be regarded as highly influential. Now, their conceits, metaphors, images make the poems a constant challenge to the reader. Now, the poetry is heavily overloaded with conceits, similes, metaphors. The poetry is argumentative and often dramatic in form. Now, if we talk about his works, they were never published during his lifetime. They were published later in 1633 by his son, by after his death. During his lifetime, basically, they were circulated in manuscript form. If we talk about his works, Devotions on Emergent Occasion, now it highlights Donne's spiritual conflict through which he suffered when he was ill. Essay in Divinity, now the Pseudo Martyr, and Ignatius his Conclave. These are prose works and they are termed as anti Catholic works. Now, Sermons is considered as best prose work of Donne. He has written almost 160 sermons, and out of which Death's Duel is considered as best. He has also written a treatise on suicide known as Beathanatos. Holy sonnets, songs and sonnets, sermons are some of his famous works. If we talk about some of his famous poems, of the progress of the soul highlights his dissatisfaction for the present world, and it's written in couplet form. Songs and Sonnets, of course, was published posthumously and is contained collection of love poems. Holy Sonnets is collection of 19 religious poems. Is another poem, a hymn to God the Father, is a tribute to his wife after her death. His another poem, Death Be Not Proud, is paradoxical poem. Go and Catch a Falling Star, which is prescribed in our courts, is a hyperbolic poem. Valediction, forbidding mourning, proves that true lovers need not mourn at the time of parting. Now, in this poem, he relates lovers with compass. And again, the canonization. In this poem, he establishes that lovers are saints. That's all for today. Thank you.